Evening and welcome to JoyNews Prime. We're coming to you live from our studios here at Kotokuraba. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125, and around the world on myjoyonline.com. My name is Faustina Savom. Tonight, building collapse at London Bridge claims 2 lives, leaves 3 injured in Cape Coast. We're live on the grounds as 3 survivors have been rushed to the Awin Hospital for treatment. Sixteen suspects rounded up in a high-stakes crackdown on illegal mining in the Esumanya and Apramprama forest reserves in the Ashanti region. We have details of that joint police operation. Also tonight, former Sin Central MP Kennedy Japan launches scathing attack on the MPP's internal reforms, slamming the decision to elect a flag bearer before national executives as a dangerous move that could deepen rifts within the party.
See, people were not happy and did not go out there to vote. We claim that it's our own party people who refused to vote. So why are we taking decisions that to annoy them again not to come and vote?
Later, patrons thronged their Chimota Mall to cash in on mouth-watering deals offered by exhibitors on day 2 of the EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair mini clinic.
50% is our buy one, like 30% discount. So we are still talking.
The bank will loan you money, they'll buy the car for you, and then you pay them monthly over a period of 5 years. And it's a very good deal at 15%. We have other financial institutions we work with, not just the EcoBank anyway.
Please stay for details. People have died and 3 others injured after part of a building collapsed at London Bridge, a neighborhood in Kotokuraba, Cape Coast. All 5 were inside the structure when the incident occurred. The 3 survivors have been rushed to the Awin Hospital for treatment. The building, described as old and structurally weak, gave way earlier today. As a safety measure, NADMO and the Ghana National Fire Service are demolishing the remaining structure to prevent further danger. Let's cross over now to our correspondent on the ground, Abigail Nkrumah. She's been monitoring this all morning. Abigail, what's the current situation on the grounds? Abigail, you have to unmute for me to hear you clearly. So far, we know that 3 victims have been rushed to the hospital. How are they faring so far?
So currently, the victims who were rushed to the hospital, the 3 victims are responding to treatment at the Rim Cape Coast Hospital. And 2 elderly people, a man and a woman, actually died in the collapse. We understand that the building is actually a very old one and very weak, and it collapsed after the rain. So the rain began in the early hours of today, but the building collapsed somewhere in the afternoon after the rain had stopped. So the 2 people died, an elderly man and a woman died in the collapse. And as a precautionary measure, NADMO and Ghana Fire Service have collaborated to bring down the rest of the building.
But have we identified the owner of the building?
We haven't yet. We are currently waiting for an official statement from the security services as well as NADMO on any other information regarding the building, as well as the identity of the people who live in the building.
Thank you, Abigail, for bringing us updates all the way from the Central region. Away from that, 16 people have been arrested in connection with illegal mining activities in the Esumanya and Apramprama Forest Reserve in the Ashanti region. The arrests were made during a joint police operation on June 19, involving officers from the national headquarters and the Manswe Dubia district. The suspects, including a foreign national, were caught in the act. Weapons and mining equipment were also seized. On your screens now is a copy of that statement from the Ghana Police Service published earlier today, and it reads that the suspects during an Antigalami illegal mining operation that have been arrested at Esumanya and Apramprama Forest Reserve are 16 in total, and they go on to state where exactly that happened. They say that the joint operation was conducted on the 19th of June. It involved personnel from the National Police Headquarters and the Manso-Edubia district. They go on to detail the individuals involved and their age. On top of that list is Kwesi Frimpong, his age 52, Samuel Otri, age 44, Jackson Nanabuafu, age 32, Sadiq Abubakar, who is age 44, Collins Asari, age 35, Joshua Fore, 25, Emmanuel Ekwesi, who is 42. More individuals who have been apprehended by the police: Augustine Mensah, 38, Stephen Amwaku, 25, Vincent Ufori, 30, Andrew Sopong, 31, Yaba Atunkuni, 31, Stephen Kwamna Wusu, 41, George Baji, 28. And the last two on that list, Dogomu Frederick, 24, and Cheki Chen, who is the foreign national and is age 35. While away from that, government has impounded more than 1,200 excavators at various ports across the country as part of efforts to curb illegal mining activities. Deputy Government spokesperson Shamima Muslim said the seized excavators are currently in police custody and that's pending further investigation and legal action. Authorities are working with custom ports officials and the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to strengthen monitoring and enforcement. She spoke on Newsfile earlier.
Is that as we speak, the government of Ghana, through the IGP, who is really now the lead in terms of fighting the Galamsey menace, has impounded 1,250 excavators at our ports. We are working with DVLA to track all of these excavators because obviously there are supply and demand issues. So we are trying to deal with those blockages. What are these excavators coming to do? And if you do not have proof that you're bringing these excavators in for construction work, you don't get to clear these excavators. Meanwhile, DVLA is working to track existing excavators in the system. We are using technology as we speak, live technology, flying drones in forest areas to ensure that we capture activity in real time. The government of the NDC did make some specific promises regarding banning on mining in forest reserves, as distinct from the general Galamsey menace that borders on illegal mining. No one who is really, and in fact, with the coloration, there is no coloration to breach. If any member, and I can say it for a fact, that at the highest level, decisions have been made that no member of the NDC found in any illegal mining activity will, under the guise of being a member of this government, go scot-free.
Thank you.
No member of this party.
Thank you.
And that is a clarion call to all members of our party.
Shamima, thank you.
Away from illegal mining, Ghana's National Intelligence Bureau and the Narcotics Control Commission have destroyed over $350 million worth of illicit drugs, including cocaine, heroin, cannabis, and codeine at the Ghana Armed Forces base in Bundasi. The operation forms part of efforts to combat drug trafficking and safeguard public health care. There's more in this report by Michael Ashali.
In March this year, Ghana's National Intelligence Bureau intercepted a suspicious tipper truck traveling from Takoradi to Accra. Acting on intelligence, agents stopped the vehicle at Peidu Junction near Cape Coast, and what they found was staggering. Concealed beneath heaps of sand was what would later be confirmed as one of the largest cocaine hauls in Ghana's history. Laboratory tests by the Narcotics Control Commission and the Ghana Standards Authority confirmed it. 3.3 tons of high-purity cocaine valued at over $350 million. 3 suspects, Isaac Kweku, Kenneth Kobina, and Mauko Kudufia, are now facing trial at the High Court in Accra. As ordered by the court, The seized narcotics were to be destroyed, and that's exactly what the National Intelligence Bureau and NACOC did at the Ghana Armed Forces base at Bondase. But it wasn't just cocaine. The agencies also destroyed heroin, cannabis, Red 225 tablets, cartons of codeine, and other confiscated narcotics seized in separate operations since the start of the year. Director General of the Narcotics Control Commission, Brigadier General Maxwell Mante, said the disposal exercise was part of events marking the 2025 World Drug Day, celebrated under the theme, "The evidence is clear, invest in prevention."
To commemorate the World Drugs Day, and as part of the activities lined up, this morning we have destroyed quite a sizable number of illicit drugs that were seized during the period, and as authorized by the courts. It is to commemorate the World Drugs Day, which is celebrated worldwide.
He revealed that NACOC and its partner agencies will soon roll out a nationwide crackdown targeting major drug trafficking networks.
And to my simple message to those who perpetrate or who are involved in this illicit drug business is that it is not fair to the country. We will not stand idly by and allow them to bring in these illicit drugs to destroy our future leaders. From next month, we'll be conducting special operations and we'll go after them.
From a covert operation in Cape Coast to flames in Bondase, Ghana resolves to fight the proliferation of narcotics. For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
Enough fuel reserve to keep the country going for the next few months. The assurances comes at the back of concerns of looming global fuel crisis raising from threats of the ongoing Israel-Iran war. But speaking at an ongoing energy committee retreat at Royal Senchi in the Eastern region, MPA boss Ejuji Tamaklo says there's over 200 million litres of petrol in our reserve, and that is enough to last us for the next 2 months.
Parliament Select Committee on Energy is over the weekend engaging departments and agencies in the energy sector to understand the challenges confronting the sector as well as deliberate over some key solutions to them. So far, the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, the National Petroleum Authority as well as the Petroleum Commission have appeared before the committee. Speaking to the media in response to concerns over a potential shortage of fuel in respect of the ongoing Iran-Israel war, the NPA boss, Ejuji Tamaklo, assures that the country has enough fuel reserve to last us over 2 months.
Currently, as we speak, we have enough stock or reserve to last us beyond 2 months. Yes, and with all efforts, we are confident that we wouldn't have any problem with supply disruptions at all. We have for petrol, that's almost over 200 million liters of petrol in the country. When you look at diesel, we have in excess of 150 million liters. So these are enough stock that can last the country for a long time.
He has also been responding to calls, especially from the minority, for government to repeal the 1 cedi levy on fuel, as well as what the NPA is doing to clamp down on illegal fuel stations.
The PRC's tariff formula, does it include liquid fuel? If it doesn't, with respect, one would expect that the minority will say, in the absence of the 1 cedi, this is our alternative for government to raise that amount. That conversation appears lost in whatever we are saying now. If an alternative is provided, I know President John Dramani Mahama is a very listening president. So at the right time, we'll be approaching the committee so that we can look at a review of the penalties, particularly. If the penalty, we believe that if the penalties are punitive enough, It will discourage those unscrupulous people from setting our filling stations in unauthorized places. We all remember the events that happened at Atomic.
Briefing the committee on some key challenges faced by the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, Acting CEO Kwame Nto Amwa says they are refocusing their strategy in operation due to decline in crude production and revenue.
Production has declined from a high of about 200,000 barrels of oil per day. It peaked in 2019, and now we are seeing production of just about 110,500 barrels of oil per day. This is due to declining field productivity. There's a natural decline. So if you are not continuing to invest, there will be decline in production, low exploration activity. So that relates to investments.
Other stakeholders, including Ghana Gas, the petroleum hub, as well as the Tema Oil Refinery tour, are expected to appear before the committee on Sunday, after which the committee will forward its report to plenary for some deliberations. From Royal Senchi here in the Eastern region, my name is James Saveji for Joy News.
You're so watching JoyNews Prime. Please stay with us. We'll be back with more. Thanks for staying with us. To other stories now. Former Sin Central Member of Parliament Kennedy Japon has raised concerns over recent internal reforms introduced by the new Patriotic Party, urging the party to ensure fairness and transparency in its decision-making processes. Speaking to Joy News at a capacity-building conference by Tescon KSTU, Mr. Japon, who is a flag-bearer hopeful, expressed dissatisfaction with the NPP's latest decision to elect its flag-bearer before other internal elections. According to him, these decisions will lead to growing internal frustrations as they intend to favor one candidate. Nabwachi Adam has more in the following report.
The recent reforms by the new Patriotic Party, which prioritizes the election of its presidential candidates ahead of constituency, regional and national executive elections, has sparked debate within the party. Critics argue the move could consolidate power in the hands of a few and sideline critical grassroots decision-making. Speaking to Joy News during the Tescon KSTU's capacity-building conference in Kumasi, Kennedy Japon questioned the motive behind the shift in the party's traditional electoral calendar, citing the need for fairness.
The right thing must be done. You see, people were not happy and did not go out there to vote. We claim that it's our own party people who refused to vote. So why are we taking decisions that to annoy them again not to come and vote? Do we really want to come to power? The power belongs to all of us. It is not one person's ambition. It is not one person's wish. If it's one person's wish, then he alone should do it. It is not. It's collective. So I'm pleading with everybody to come on board, but there should be fairness. That is all I'm saying.
The former Sin Central MP stressed the need for unity as part of the party's reform.
We are behaving now as if you have read Plato's wealth, he said justice is in the interest of the strongest. We are not in the Plato's ideal world. We are Democrats. So there should be fairness in whatever we do. No, of late, the party is behaving as if we are in the Plato's ideal world, where justice is in the interest of the strongest. When you do that in real politics, in the democratic world, there will be confusion or chaos. We don't need that. So I'm pleading with all of them, those in a position of trust, to make decisions that will bring future peace, unity in the party. But these kind of decisions that they are taking, we have to be careful. It's not good for the party.
The Tescon KSTU Capacity Building Conference was under the theme, Empowering the Next Generation of Patriots for Political Renewal and Strategic Leadership. Bright Kwatin is the president of Tescon KSTU.
This gathering marks not just another item on our calendar, but a significant moment of reflection, rejuvenation, and strategic reawakening for all of us who are committed to the ideals of the new Patriotic Party. As we gather here today, I am reminded that our resolve to build, empower, and preserve our ideological stronghold on campus remains unshaken, even in opposition.
For Joy News, Nana Boachidan Kwayadom, Kumasi.
From curious walks-ins to serious home buyers, the day 2 of the EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair Clinic at the Achimota Retail Center has proven just how strong the demand is for smart, affordable living. Patrons throng the venue, speaking to vendors, grabbing special offers, and soaking in expert advice, all in pursuit of that dream home. My colleague Jacqueline Ansmayebwa has more in this report.
Welcome to the second day of the EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair, happening right here at the Achimota Retail Center. Day 1 was exciting. The launch happened with a lot of people passing through, and today has been amazing. With my interaction with a couple of patrons, most of them are in here to make inquiries regarding their house and their land. I mean, when it comes to the interior of their house. But let's get interactive with the vendors today and find out what they have in store, with everybody trooping in for the second day of the EcoBank JoyNews mini fair.
It's been good. We've got a few calls, a few people are interested, so it's good for us.
These are the electric vehicles, I presume?
Yes, we'll have all these cars we have here are all electric vehicles.
The interior is right on point. I presume there's a payment plan, right?
So we have a deal with your main sponsor, which is EcoBank, where customers can actually buy the car on hire purchase. So the bank will loan you money, they'll buy the car for you, and then you pay them monthly over a period of 5 years. And it's a very good deal at 15%. We have other financial institutions we work with, not just EcoBank anyway.
Let me know the type of doors that you think would befit the house that I'm trying to build.
Very good. So you should understand that you should speak to consultants first. Okay. If anytime you are building any form of apartments, whatever it is, whether it's commercial or residential, you are speaking to experts or consultants. That is why we are the best in doors. We are consultants first before we are what? Door sellers. If you are a newbie and you want to buy your door, first of all, you need to know the estimates. The size estimates for your door, whether it is a single, 1.5, or a double. Okay, and with that, you may not know that until maybe your mason tells you or your installer tells you. But when you come to Door Master, what we do is we make sure that we understand, we have a full glimpse of how your door space would be like. That is the first thing you should know. Before, we are also looking at what the weather. Okay, whether your door will be exposed to weather conditions and all that.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing very well, and I'm quite excited to be here.
Have you seen anything that you want so far?
I've seen a lot of things I want so far. I saw this security door from Door Masters, and in fact, I'm falling in love with it. Just I have to raise my investment to come for it, so I'm going to work towards that and come for it.
Giving good discount. Yesterday, I spoke to them. They were giving some 15% or 10% discounts.
I'm happy to see the 15% discount, but I want like 30% discount. So we are still talking. Hopefully, we'll get there. But I think it's a good thing. We also went to Elegant Homes. In fact, they have quite good packages over there. I think that everybody should try and own one. I'm actually scheduling a meeting with them, and hopefully very soon I also take my dream home away. So yes, it's quite a good experience. And I think STL also is doing some good offers over there. In fact, I'm quite overwhelmed about the numbers and then how people are willing.
First Habitat Fair, or you usually pass by anytime there's an EcoBank?
No, it's actually, I would say, my second. The first time I think it happened was Conference Center, and then once in a while I passed through at the Tema Junction.
We have other clinics,
but that one I didn't engage like this. So I was saying this is my first time really engaging and taking my time to kind of go through and understand how things work. And I would say it's been a good experience.
I had a message on my phone from Door Masters, so I came to see what they have.
So far, I saw you coming from the other side. Have you spotted anything that you want?
Yes, in fact, it's the doors that I came to see. So if I just zoomed into that place, I'm impressed with the quality of things that are here.
And there you have it. You've heard from the vendors what you're providing to us, and you've heard from patrons chipping in how excited they are to be here and how overwhelmed they are just to get answers to your most pressing questions. Right here at the Chimota Retail Center, reporting live for Joy News, I'm Jacqueline Ansuma Yaboa.
And here in the studios, I am Fosina Safo. That's how we wrap up the bulletin. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. Good evening.